What's good, everybody? It's HodgeVA. I want to finish up episode 14 of my series back in the day. Had a freeze time gameplay to start off with. I'm gonna have a freeze time gameplay to end with. This is a nice 3 versus 3 Moab capping dudes. These dumb motherfuckers off. Gets the Moab. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. Alright, here we go. Episode 14, part 2. Alright, man, so we're in this apartment complex. We're chilling, so we call my boy A. He calls the tow truck company. Calls the tow truck company. They said they're gonna be there like an hour or two. So we're like, all right, cool. So we were sitting in this lobby, just waiting, talking shit, trying to kill time. So basically, after almost about an hour and a half to 2 hours went by, and they weren't there. So we hit them back up. We're like, hey man, we're still here. What's going on? They're like, yeah, we're on the way. So we're like, all right, and they said they'll be here like in like 10-15 minutes. So 10-15 minutes go by and no show, man. They said, so we hit them back up and they're like, well, the guy just ended his shift and they're changing shifts, so we won't get there for another few hours. And we're like, man, what the fuck? Come on, are you serious, yo? First you guys tell us you guys someone coming on the way, make us wait, and now you got no one coming until another 1 or 2 hours. So we're like, alright man, fuck it, let's call another tow truck. And at this time, my boy A's friend, he hits up a taxi. He's like, man, fuck it, I'm not staying here anymore, I'm about to bounce. So he calls up a taxi. Taxi come pick him up. Granted, his bill ended up being almost $100 from DC to where he lived at, which is near where I lived at. So it took about $100 to drive from DC to where he lived at. So, cause he hit us up when he got there, he's like, man, bill came out to be $100, man. We're like, man, you short, whatever, that's on you. So we're just like clowning him. He's like, man, you dumb, you should have just waited. So we called another tow truck and we were still stranded, right? So this couple comes by and they were real nice people, man. They were like, hey, what's going on? I was like, yeah, we're stranded. So they invited us to our house. First, me and my boy Larry, we're like, man, do we trust these people? And we're like, man, fuck it, man. So we went, and they ended up being nice ass people, They treated us with a couple alcohol, a couple drinks. We were drinking it up, just talking shit. We actually exchanged numbers, and we're planning on hanging out later on, later down, whatever, down the road. So we just killed about another couple hours, so it was close to about like 6:30. Fucking the other tow truck company that we called came. So they look at the fucking thing, right? They're like, pop your trunk, right? Man, we feel like idiots, man. He popped the truck. We looked at the fucking tire. He was looking around, and I didn't know this car had a fucking compartment somewhere. So he looks at this fucking compartment. He finds the lug nut key. Then he finds the fucking tool to put the lug nut key in to unlock the wheel and change the tire. So I was just like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious? Like, this whole time, man, we were bullshitting, and it was in this fucking compartment that I didn't know this fucking car had, and my boy, it was his car, he didn't even know. I was like, man, come on, man, are you serious? So dude was like, oh, so he changed the tire for us, and it was like, oh man, we wasted all this time. And by this time it was like almost 7 o'clock. So we were in DC for like, we were stranded in DC for like good, you guys stranded like around 2, so we were stranded in DC for like 5 hours, man. And you gotta think about it. This was back in like, it was autumn time, so it was raining, it was cold rain, 50 degrees, man, we were miserable. And it's just like, damn, man, this whole time. So we finally changed the tire, we ran around, and something happened. I don't remember what it was exactly, because it was years ago. I don't remember the exact specifics, but we had to fucking either get gas or like something, and they only would take cash. So we were actually like, went to the gas station, they only took cash, and we had to find an ATM in DC. So we were running around, man. We walked blocks and blocks just to find a fucking ATM. Fucking ATM charge was through the roof. Fucking DC. Gas price was through the roof. DC's always expensive. So we had to do all that bullshit. I split, I paid for his gas. I paid for most of it. I think we split, but I paid for most of it. And man, we just drove home. And man, he just dropped me off. I was like, man, never again. And what the funny thing is, my boy, he actually kind of got in trouble because it was it was his car, but his dad owned it. So his dad actually had have told him, because he told his dad like, "Hey, we're going to DC." His dad told him not to go. He had a bad feeling about it, and the fact that he fucked up the rim tire and then his front fender, he got his ass chewed out. I think he got his ass whooped or some shit like that. But he wouldn't ever tell me. But I know he had strict parents. But hey, man, that's about it. I'm gonna add probably a filler video on this blank, but that's about it, guys. That was my bad day in fucking DC, and that was the last time I ever went clubbing down in DC, man. I hate going down there. Shit's whack. I actually have another story. Fucking almost got in a fight in Southeast. Got jumped by a bunch of dudes because I had a white chick with me. Man, crazy shit. So I might save that later for another back in the day. But until then, see you guys next week for another episode. Deuce out.